Everyday life's happening. Some days are more eventful. Others, living protected with insurance you can depend on changes your life for the better. We insure the people and things you care about. Not Agency. We'll help you find the right coverage so when life happens, you have the right insurance protection for your family and business. When life happens, live protected. Agency for all your insurance needs.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Tuesday, November the 10th. We're going to talk about the League of Women Voters right now, and actually you've got an annual Founders Day Luncheon, right, coming up?
Yes, we do. It's this coming Saturday, and we're going to give an award to the Citizen of the Year.
Yeah. Well, did I say this is Liz Schmidt standing right next to me? But everybody knows Liz Schmidt because you're involved in so many things, Liz.
Well, and Paul Pepper and James Mauser were Citizens of the Year one year.
Yeah, we were.
With your pumpkin
I don't know why we were, but we were. But who? Oh, you're not going to tell us who the Citizen of the Year is yet, Jane.
Well, I think I know. I know it's going to be a woman.
Okay.
But that's all I know at this point because we're voting right now.
Okay. All right.
As of today, but I think the votes are in.
All right.
But I can tell you who the speaker will be, and that our guest speaker is Mary Beth Brown, and I have not ever heard her, but has an MA in history and worked in museum studies and has a library science degree, and she's working on her PhD in history.
Okay.
And she's worked always for 6 years in Black Studies here, and she's going to talk about Annie Fisher, the famous lady with the beaten biscuits. Mm-hmm. And we picked her because Annie was a businesswoman in a day and age when women didn't do that.
Right.
There's even a commercial on right now on TV that's running, and the woman is at the desk and in the kitchen, and they're saying that she should do her husband's finances, but she can't do her own. So anyway, it's a $20 luncheon at Jack's Gourmet Lunch.
Okay.
Jack's Gourmet, and it will be on Saturday noon. And we invite anybody who would like to come to do that because I think that's going to be a fun meeting. We also celebrate the founders. You know, Carrie Chapman Catt.
Yeah.
Remember the lady on the silver dollar, Susan B. Anthony?
Oh, yes, I do. All right. So that'll be this coming Saturday?
Yes.
This coming Saturday, November the 14th.
And
you can still get tickets?
Yes, if they would like to. It's 573-445-0655.
Okay, and that number will get you tickets for this
reservation.
Reservation
for this.
At Jack's.
I'd expect them to pay at the door.
Okay. All right, got it. Liz Schmidt, and anything else you want to mention? Let's see. We just went through an election.
Well, exactly, and it was a very small one. But a year from now,
gangbusters.
That's
right. The big one's coming up a year from now.
President, governor, all that stuff. And in August, this coming August. But I'll be back before then.
Oh, of course you will. But I'm just thinking of I'm thinking of all the commercials we are going to sit through in the next year.
It's going to be bad. It really, really will be bad.
All right, Liz Schmidt, League of Women Voters, good to have you here. But it's never bad when you're here, Liz
Okay,
Schmidt.
thank
you so much. Now we're going to talk about a really very special event that is coming up. It's called A Night at the Shelter. And I want to introduce you to Caryl Bryan. Good to have you here, Caryl. And David Weber. Now, David, you wrote
Yes,
A Night
I did.
at the Shelter.
Yes,
Tell me about this.
Okay.
What's the purpose of it?
Well, like hundreds of Colombians, I volunteered a room at the inn for 7 or 8 years. And I had written several columns in the Tribune about it. And people asked me, well, what is the experience like?
Spending a night at the shelter.
Spending a night at the shelter. So I started to write dialogue, and I ended up with this play that focuses on the interaction between the guest, the homeless guest as we call them, and all the volunteers.
Right.
I didn't know what to do with the play after I had it, and I went to Pastor Meg is what the homeless guys call her, the pastor at Wilkes Baptist Church.
Yeah, Pastor Meg's been on here, and she cares a great deal.
Yes, she does.
For the homeless community.
Well, she's the one who put me in touch with Caryl, who looked at the play and was interested in directing it. So we've been meeting since March, and we are now in rehearsal.
Yeah.
Yep.
So A Night at the Shelter is running on Thursday and Friday on November 19th and 20th, next week.
Correct.
Right? You're directing this production.
I am, but with the able help of Nora Dietzel. She heard about the play and contacted me and said I would love to be involved in this.
Yeah.
I love doing theater, she said, especially when there's a cause behind it. So it was like manna from heaven to me.
Yeah. You're trying to get the message across that we do have a homeless community.
Correct.
We're not New York City, we're not St. Louis, we're not Chicago, we're Columbia, Missouri, or Central Missouri, and we've got a lot of homeless people here. These are human beings.
There you
They're
go.
all human beings, just like you
Exactly.
and me. They have feelings just like you and me. They're down on their luck for one reason or another. Life threw them a curveball some way down the road. Many of them are trying to get back up on their feet again.
That's so true. So true.
What is the message you're trying to get across with this production?
Well, you've just about said it for me. That is my message, is that all of these people are just like you and me.
Yes.
And we're all in this together. And one part of society suffers, all of society suffers.
Right.
And
many times we like to put up blinders. We don't, but that, oh, this doesn't exist, but it does exist.
it does exist, yeah.
And I think also the play is a way to make them be more human so that we are comfortable interacting with them. 'Cause I believe that most people in Columbia are compassionate. They do care about homeless people and poor people, but they don't know what to do about it. And the room at the end gives them an opportunity to get involved and to talk to them and see that they are just like us.
Exactly. I'm serving as volunteer office manager for Turning Point, the homeless day center, and I've learned that lesson so well there. Yeah, these are my friends. These are my people.
Yeah, and your heart goes out. Your heart goes out to them.
Yep. Yep.
If there's one, and we've got less than a minute left,
Okay.
if there's one message you want to leave the audience with today about this production, what is it?
It is that everyone has a story. David has heard these stories when he's been at Room at the Inn, and we're trying to tell some of these stories.
And we're all interconnected.
And we're all interconnected, we're all one family, and we need to work together and treat everyone with respect and honor.
Yes. If people want tickets for A Night at the Shelter, how do they go about getting them?
Well, we are working through everyeventgives.com.
You can get tickets for A Night at the Shelter. It will be an eye-opening production.
It certainly will.
Next Thursday and Friday. Where?
At First Baptist Church in the Fellowship Hall down in the basement.
Okay, and can you just come and get
Yes.
tickets at the door?
Absolutely.
You can get tickets at the door also.
Yes.
Thank you, Caryl and David, for coming by, and
Thanks
I
so much
wish
for
you
having us.
success with it.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Tomorrow, we'll tell you about the piano showcase, and we'll meet Columbia's weavers and spinners. Have yourself a good morning. If you're going to be out and about, be careful. See you tomorrow.